Hey Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc, and welcome to the Mountain View Championship presented by Emerald City Discs, part of the PAC-X Cup. I'm here with Brian O'Connor, and we are on Fairway Media. Brian, how's it going, buddy?
Howdy ho, neighbor. How's everything going?
It's going good, man. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous day here at South Fork Landing. Nice rip looking, bud.
Thanks, man. I've been working on my form quite a bit. I love these tournaments. So on the lead card for the second round, we have Colin, Bryant, and Jason Lawson tied at 10 down each. Tyler Schrock at -7, tied with David Suyat at -7. Let's go, Box Squad.
Yeah, good, great card today. Super familiar. We're pretty familiar with all these guys besides Jason, so I'm excited to see his game. Here's everybody kind of getting ready on hole one. If you don't know, this is an alternate layout to South Fork Landing. This is what we call the hard mode layout. This is traditional hole 17's tee pad moved kind of back and left, going to traditional hole 17's basket. You're going to see a lot of players throw a hyzer out over the OB. There's a line on the right side there. A lot of players are going to throw out over the OB and hope to hyzer back towards the basket. So Colin here. Colin sponsored by West Side Discs and Dip Discs. So good chance he's probably throwing like a Rive or a Felon here, I would imagine.
And Jason Lawson is out of Bend, Oregon. I met him the day before when I was doing a practice round for myself, putting signage out. He's got a really cool dog and really nice guy, and apparently he's a really good disc golfer. He's made lead card in the second day.
Yeah, looking forward to watching him. See already the trend with lead card is to go very high and kind of try to spike it in. It looks like he might have clipped a little something early and drop. Next, we have Tyler Schrock. He is sponsored by MVP and Mando's Disc Golf Shop. Schrock, not the biggest power thrower on the course, but great at finesse game. Will throw a lot of a lot of clean lines. I think he's going with a Fission time lapse here. And keeping it much lower, it looks like, than the rest of the guys. Nice and overstable. Yeah, great looking shot.
Great shot.
Yeah.
And this is a up-and-coming MPO player, David Suyat, sponsored by Latitude 64 and Bak Fried Chicken. He's part of the Box Squad, local fried chicken restaurant.
Yeah, David's definitely known as a very hard thrower. He's definitely a power player. We're going to see a lot of... looks like he got some bad luck on that one. But we're going to see a lot of really impressive shots out of David today. I don't doubt that at all. So, looks like you got pretty unlucky. Bled out of bounds there. And from there, yeah, it is just a jump putt up to the pin. Jason looks like he got pretty lucky on his shot. And doing the same
business. Play.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said during round one, if you haven't checked out round one, go see that. But yeah, unless you're within 25 feet here, you really don't want any business with that putt. Schrock's kind of in that area where you have to run that putt, but you are going to be uncomfortable and nervy. Great birdie to hit.
Yeah, great. Grab one on the card.
Yeah. I feel like this is, I don't know if this is necessarily like a bonus birdie, but it feels like a bonus get. It is birdieable. There are, probably plenty of birdies throughout the day, but definitely one that I'm not necessarily banking on happening every time I come out and play. But everyone else should just be kind of cleaning up their pars here.
Slam dunk. Now we're headed to hole 2, which is traditional hole 18 on this course. How far is that one?
About 480 feet or so.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So you got a Mando tree on the right there. You want to get to the left of that and avoid that dip in the middle, which is marked a hazard. Let's hope that he avoids that. Looks like he got right before it.
Yeah, like I was saying, Schrock's not necessarily a power player, so it looks like his strategy here is just to throw short of the hazard and not even have it in play. Colin probably pushing that a little more to the right than he wanted to, but he's got more than enough distance to make it no problem. See Jason here. high out on the right.
That'll do.
Yeah, good shot, good power.
Yeah.
Nice line. Then, like I said, David's definitely a power player. Looks like it came out a little high, and yeah, I think
right in the hazard.
yeah, it's gonna be in the hazard. That's honestly the exact shot that I was trying to punish, with putting that hazard there. To be totally honest, we wanted some scoring separation and wanted to add a little bit of teeth and just one extra thing for everybody to think about.
That hazard was there during the Legend of the Log Lady, and the only person to throw it in the hazard all weekend was you.
It was me the whole weekend. Yeah, for sure.
You created something that you took a stroke on.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was cool. David springboarded off of someone else's disc to get a little closer. That was kind of cool looking.
Big
nice birdie.
Wow.
That's a huge get. Nice job, Colin. It's cool seeing Colin growing up and making it making it in MPO so well. He's doing a bunch of Pro Tour stuff. The kid's so squeaky good. His forehand's amazing. The backhand's incredible. The putt's great. His dad, Aaron, is incredibly supportive of him. Comes from a good family, so yeah.
There you go. Jason picks up the birdies, keeping pace there.
For sure. Schrock going for his par.
A little branch there in his face. That's got to be annoying.
Yeah, a little high in the putt. I'm sure he wasn't happy with the approach shot either. I'm sure he didn't mean to leave himself as long as he did. David the bogey. All right, hole 3 here. This is going to be on the left side of the house that's on the course out there for the maintenance man or for the park guy. Nice tight little gap. I think the ideal line here is to kind of throw like a flexy kind of forehand at it with something very overstable. Looks like Colin's going to do that pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah, a little short, a little skippy, but
interestingly, right behind where they're standing on the tee box there is a cherry plum tree that had the most delicious. I'm talking like they were like an avocado-sized pit size cherry plum that were just outstanding, and I was giving them out to everyone while I was out there. Great.
Good
right
little
shot.
The tree, yeah, good shot. It looked like it was maybe a little short and right. Yeah, common play here, like I said, is to see this forehand. We'll see what David's got. Yeah, and that's the common miss too. That rhododendron kind of took it all weekend. Kind of everybody's punching bag, honestly. Yeah, fast green. See a lot of really skippy forehands that are coming in there. So Jason's, I imagine he's probably about circle 2, maybe edge of circle, kind of short right. Great putt.
Wow.
Yeah. Great hit. That was huge. Yeah, he had to have been 38 feet or so from what it looks like with that run. That was awesome. Definitely putting the pressure on Colin to be cashing some of his putts.
Caught chains.
Yeah.
A little left.
And David for par. Great.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, that took so long to fall out of the chains. That was dirty. It was left side, but I thought he had that the whole
unfair.
Way. Yeah. And Schrock with the backhand of the group, taking the nice birdie. Yeah, it's definitely the more unconventional play there to throw that straight to flippy backhand. I think Schrock threw a detour, it looked like.
Slightly flippy mid-range, yeah, that makes sense.
Colin for his par. And David tapping in his bogey. Yeah, David's on a tough stretch to start. Like we said during round one, you really gotta brace up and hold on for the front six.
Yeah, and this hole doesn't make it any easier either.
And then start to attack afterwards.
Yeah, so you still see him going with the forehand through here.
Yeah,
that's a shot.
Hole 4 here is kind of up and going towards traditional 13s pin over there. I think the forehand here was way easier, kind of opened up more for like a flexy overstable forehand. Schrock going with the backhand turnover. That's nice. I mean,
and it kept pushing too.
Yeah, just hitting that gap is such a victory alone. That was a great shot. Colin going back to the forehand here.
Nice die job on that disc too.
Yeah,
he's sponsored by Greasy Dies too, isn't he?
Is he? Maybe.
Yeah, I believe so. I thought I saw it on his jersey when I was out there. Well, shout out to Greasy Dies then.
Yeah, David hitting the tree that most people are hitting. But I think that was a pretty good shot. I mean, he should be pretty in the open and be able to throw a nice little chip up forehand to it. Yeah. Parked. Schrock with a good run. Good drive from Schrock. Getting it that straight and that far out pin deep is really, really nice. Colin for the long birdie putt. Just low.
Yeah.
Nice little cleanup for Schrock. Incredible drive from Jason, being absolutely parked up there.
Yeah.
Jason grabbing a 2-stroke lead over Colin and 5 strokes over Schrock. He's really starting to run away, with this card and just kind of needs to hold on for the rest of the round here. Hole 5, everyone's referring to it as just the water shot. There's a couple different lines you can take here. You can either throw a putter kind of out to the right or go up through this main gap, which we saw a lot of MPO players doing. It wasn't incredibly difficult to go up through that top with like an overstable disc and make it to the clean landing zone out on the left. I think Schrock here is going to show us our more traditional and approachable attack to this hole, which is to go basically like overstable putter and then straight putter across the water. Colin looks like he's going for the tall shot up top.
Yeah, he's got to keep pace with Jason.
That looks like it should clear no problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I expect David to go for something cool here. Looks like he's setting up for like the lower. Yeah, setting up for that lower straight line.
Wow.
I like that.
Great
play a
shot.
lot.
It's got to push a little. If that pushes long enough, that's a great shot.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he's long, honestly.
To have the power to keep that height the entire ride.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the most impressive part of that is just the sheer accuracy.
Yeah.
Those ferns create a little bit of a... You're going uphill and there's ferns, so you don't have just like a low ceiling or you don't have a low shot. And then the trees up top definitely create a canopy as well you got to contend with. So...
Ooh,
another big putt
go.
from Jason. Wow. Guy's feeling himself today. Look at him.
He's happy. He's having a good time out on the course.
That's awesome.
A little camaraderie there. I love that.
That was gross. Oh, thank you.
Colin to just try to keep pace. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
He's not getting big putted today.
That was huge. Nice job, Colin. And wow, David went very long on that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's so far. That is one of the reasons why I personally didn't love throwing that kind of like low line, is that even if you hit that, the depth control of that shot becomes so difficult. He got a really easy par. I would like to see David throw that top shot. I definitely think he has the power to go up top and have something kind of straighten out. So be something cool to see in the future.
Okay, headed back to hole 6 here at the double Mando. Let's see if they can get something to flip up and turn a little right there, head towards the basket, and avoid the water.
Yeah, the water on the right side is definitely the scariest part of this hole. There's a lot of space that you have out on the left side, so you end up seeing people kind of bleed over a little left. That was a good shot. That looked good distance.
Yeah, that tree's just before the basket too, so.
No surprise to see Colin throwing a forehand here. Like I said before, Colin throws just absolutely booming forehands.
I love his forehand too. It's a really smooth. It looks like it will never bother his shoulder. It's very.
You watch Colin throw just backhand or forehand. He definitely has the type of form that will age well.
Yeah.
He's not super violent. He's not super fast. It doesn't look like he's necessarily throwing as hard as he can throw consistently. And yet he still gets all the distance that he needs.
Yeah, so. All technique.
Yeah. Schrock. Schrock looks a little short, but that should be a fine throw there. I think
flip up.
I think that's an Explorer from David. Great shot. I mean, that is like the play, right? That if you don't get it to flip over all the way, you want it to be a little more stable than not. And I mean, this is right here. This is basically a Sasquatch occurrence. Schrock's throwing a forehand that he doesn't need to.
Yeah, it was rung it up too.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you didn't believe in Bigfoot, I mean, Schrock's throwing forehands, so it's the only thing that makes sense in the world. Oof.
Oh.
Nice birdie run, though. Jason, pick up another one.
Just a little right. Yeah.
Kind of surprised to see him miss. I mean, he's just been making everything, honestly.
Oh, there you go. Colin gets one back.
Nice job, Colin. This is a really good birdie to get. There's so much danger around, and such a particular shot that, there definitely wasn't too many on the day, so. And Schrock just cleaning up his par. All right. Hole 7, one of my personal favorite holes on the course. This is traditional hole 11's tee pad to traditional hole 12's basket. Colin going with the way more aggressive play, which is the forehand there. They'll throw a forehand that curves around that is so impressive. That was a great shot. Jason looks like he's going with the more traditional play, which is kind of throw like a flat to overstable backhand down the pipe and let it fade out before that tree. There is an OB line kind of on the left-hand side there, so it does kind of prevent people from just like hyzering to oblivion over there. Schrock, that might be a little more left than he wants. That should be in, but that's going to be flirting with the OB line over there pretty good. And David looks like he just straightened that out way too much. It's going to be a tough approach shot from over there. You're really going to have to get probably something like overstable on like a backhand and hyzer to wrap around the bush and flatten out towards the basket.
Hit a tree, hit a tree, hit a tree, hit a tree.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's a good shot. There is an OB line behind that on the tree line, so I bet Schrock was a little nervous he was going to bleed up to it, but looked okay. David going with the forehand. That should be a pretty easy up and down for par from there. And Jason Skips up the hill a little bit. Should be fine. 25, 28 feet or so maybe. And this is huge from Colin. My goodness.
It's a chip shot up to the basket.
Yeah.
There's birdie.
I mean, this is a 540-foot hole that he's 100 feet short of, through a gap and through around a bunch of other stuff. Like, pretty impressive. David Canning hit the cage for par. Jason looking to pick up another birdie. Nice hit.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. Dang.
Looks like he questioned it.
That's a tough miss, yeah. Yeah, he gets a little a little floaty on his putts at times. And I feel like when Schrock is really dangerous is when he's kind of like laser beaming his putts like into the heart of the chains. So him being floaty on it definitely shows that he's not feeling his game as much as he possibly could. So nice par for David.
Colin picks up a birdie.
Yep. And moving on to hole 8. Hole 8 is going to be traditional hole 3 for the course. I imagine most players here will probably throw, besides Schrock, most of them will probably just throw like an overstable forehand at it. I know Schrock's probably going to throw probably like a detour or maybe like a flippy hex at it, I bet. This is one where you see a lot of the amateur players throwing a hyzer on the right side and just trying to play it a little safer than not.
You gotta watch out for that hazard over there, though. That comes into play pretty quickly.
Good looking shot from Colin. Yeah. If you have the power just to throw like flat to hyzer at it, it's really no problem. I think Jason here is throwing looks like a mid or an approach disc. It's a good shot. I feel like traditionally you see more people throwing like the 9-speed kind of overstable fairway driver at it.
Oh yeah.
Good turn.
Sit. Oh, that is.
We'll see where that goes. We'll see where that ended up when we get up to the putting green. David going for the forehand as well. Love it. Just on a little hyzer.
Oh yeah.
Depth. Great shot.
Pinned it.
Yeah.
Good job. He's like, it's about time.
Yeah. Off the bogey train.
Yeah. Let's hope he can continue that moving forward. Imagine being on a lead card, a B tier is not easy for a kid who's, how old is he again? Like,
he's 16 maybe,
16,
something like
yeah.
that. Wow, big putt from Schrock.
wow.
That's
Let's
tough
go.
over there. Those the bushes and all the ferns there kind of like to bleed out a little bit, so it's usually not just a straight putt. So that was really impressive. Nice putt. Another good hit from Jason. Another good birdie. Colin to keep pace.
There it is.
Yeah, great hit.
Thank you.
Absolutely great shot for David. Really, really cool.
That's that high percentage birdie right there.
Yeah.
I like this type of putts. Don't get them often, but I enjoy them. Leading us into the next hole, which is hole 9, traditional hole 4, the triple Mando. You got to be left and right and under the flags there. You say what? You throw a putter there, Kirby?
Yeah, I would say most MPO players here are going to be throwing like a straight or maybe like a little overstable putter. You look at the banner right now; it's really not waving too much. Pretty calm day. Really, really beautiful out. So, really couldn't ask for much better weather right now.
People that are watching this that don't live in the Pacific Northwest, they think it looks like this all the time. It's a few months out of the year that we get weather this nice. Otherwise, we're playing in the rain.
think Schrock's throwing this like old beat up baseline entropy. That's kind of like his go-to thrower. So that looked pretty good. This is honestly, one of the easiest holes. It is a pretty just like straight shot right there. I know for like most MPO players, like if you're not getting the birdie on this one, you're kind of kicking yourself walking away. So should be a pretty routine, like up and down. Yeah, the triple mando is the only thing that really makes anybody like question this hole or really has any teeth. Just think about like the height and that coming in. Great putt from David.
There you go. That was dead center.
Getting on that birdie train now.
Let's go. Hopefully he starts feeling himself.
So where Schrock is with this banner, he's probably like 25-ish. 25-ish maybe. Yeah. Great.
There you go.
Yeah. Very makeable, but when you get there, you're always just a little like, man, I could have just thrown that 20 more feet and had such an easy birdie instead.
Mm-hmm.
So and another one for Jason.
There it is.
Yeah.
Racking them up.
He's got the lead, and it's the best way to keep the lead is just keep birdieing and putting the pressure on all the guys chasing you. So all right. Hole 10 here is the traditional hole 5. It's a long shot. It's about 430 feet or so. You got this tree kind of right in front of you that does have some limbs that kind of hang over to the right. That does kind of make you think about it. And there is a tree about 3/4 of the fairway down there that you kind of got to pick your side, whether you want to go to the right or to the left of that. Your big power throwers are just going to be throwing on mostly hyzer around that right side, kind of like Colin is here. Just a little short and cracking it. That is a pretty common miss, I would say. You see a lot of other people kind of throw like a straighter disc and they'll try to cut on the left side of the tree. Jason looks like he's also trying to push the backside. And I think he got caught up in it. Tyler Schrock with his red little Fred Flintstone get up. And it's a nice shot. I think he's, maybe still going to be like circle 2, but he should have a pretty good look at it. And here's a chance for David to kind of open up on one.
Also taking that outside route, try to get behind that tree. And he does. Let's go.
Yeah. That should be maybe edge of circle. Yeah, maybe a little into C2. So it's kind of the tough thing about, or one of the tough aspects of this hole is that if you are short or left at all, you have, oh my goodness.
Let's go. I was mid-drink, but I was spit that out. Holy cow. I thought he was going to hit the tree.
Get this guy
branches.
Get this guy some butter. He's on a roll. That was amazing.
Let's go.
That's 4 in a row, I believe. But like I was saying, I mean, if you're short or left, you have like that low ceiling and you have that canopy to kind of contend with. So being able to kind of bleed your disc out more right and long is going to be a lot easier. And Colin just coming up a little short. Looks like Schrock's got to be 40, 45 maybe a little longer. Yeah. And that's the thing, he's got to contend with that low ceiling the whole way.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people putting from their knee underneath that, trying to get a little bit more head space.
Makes sense. Yeah. Even where David is, I think if he's 10, 15 feet to the right of where he is, I think he's got a much higher ceiling and a much more achievable putt. So, good cleanup for Colin. Probably just, clean up par for the rest of these guys. This is the alternate layout to the course, as we mentioned before. I did design this course with the help and the input of a handful of other people. But for the most part, it was me kind of driving the layout. I started working on it in January, and we had a tester event called the Legend of the Log Lady for this layout to kind of make sure it played the way we imagined it playing. So
Yep.
a lot of the holes that we used that were part of the traditional layout, we used because we thought they were good holes and because they added enough variety and enough scoring separation. Like this hole here, this is traditional hole 6. You see a lot of people kind of throwing that forehand out onto the left. You will see a bunch of people throwing like a backhand turnover at it, but this basket's in a good spot. It's well guarded. It doesn't leave you with the easiest putt, even if you throw a really good drive. Like that looked like a pretty good drive out of Colin, but he should still have a pretty obstructed, maybe like 18-footer or so. Tyler going a lot lower than you traditionally see with that backhand turnover, and he just snaked his way up there.
Yeah. Hit a tree, hit a rock.
Little bop, bop, bop. David, back to that yellow disc. I bet that's a felon. I'm going to have to ask him later, but I'm willing to bet that's a felon. This is the thing with this hole. If you're short, or if you're left, or if you're right, you're probably going to have an obstructed putt. It seems like the best line for this hole is to really just kind of wrap it directly behind the basket, or behind the trees there.
Oh, what a good bid.
Yeah.
Getting over the bush and everything.
Colin using all that stretch that he can get there. Great putt. Yeah, it's hard to straddle like that far around a tree, maintain your balance, and still execute a good putt. So it's super impressive.
Got that yoga skills.
The young man legs. Jason here to keep his 3-stroke lead over Colin. There it is. It's 5 in a row now. Super impressive. And good.
There you go.
Yeah. Good birdie out of Schrock. Yeah, his was one of the more interesting drives, getting all that ground action, getting up there. That was great.
Leading into hole 12. Hole 12 is a par 4 with a Mando tree there. We're looking at getting something out and hopefully having it turn over. Oh, looks like he's cut rolling it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, if that bank's right and that cuts harder,
Kind of want to get through that row of trees for an open shot at the basket.
yeah, I think the best drive is to cut through that row of trees, and give yourself like a really easy open shot at it. Colin would just. I'm honestly kind of surprised Colin didn't go with a forehand here. I feel like his forehand could easily wrap around that Mando tree. Wouldn't be surprised to see Schrock going with roller here.
There it is.
Yeah,
Put
makes
it down.
sense. That's a pretty good angle. I think you maybe a little too much cut and something. I mean, it's got to be the hillside or something kind of pushing that left like that.
Yeah.
'Cause that looked nice out of the hand. Let's see what David's got planned here. Just flat backhand. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the safe play, is just kind of throw it out in the middle of that field. But it does kind of lead to this second shot having to kind of be lower and contend with those tree limbs, which have, yeah. That got so far up there still.
He threw so hard, he took the tree limb off and still was able to push it the distance it needed to go.
Great looking shot out of Tyler.
Oh,
Yeah.
business.
That was great. This is really good from Colin. He got really far. I mean, he's pin length. Now just having to throw probably a 230-foot, low ceiling forehand. So definitely rewarded for throwing so far out there.
Push forward.
There you go.
Good looking shot.
It's a nice little birdie there. Jason with the same shot. but a little bit right.
Nice and overstable. The grass over here, because this is part of the course that isn't traditionally used, the grass on this side is a lot thicker and it's a lot grabbier than the grass is on the part that we usually play that gets continuously like walked on. I noticed when we were on this hole in particular and the next hole, when you put your mini down, your mini didn't actually touch the ground. It just kind of hovered above the grass on the ground. And it was robbing a lot of people of big skips that they would have traditionally.
No ground play over there.
So good birdie from Jason, keeping the pressure on everyone. David getting his par. Colin also getting his birdie. And Schrock tapping out as well. Hole 13 here. This is a very, very straight shot with a low ceiling canopy. That seems to be kind of the theme of South Fork Landing. You're seeing a lot of people throwing backhand flip up hyzers or backhand like overstable kind of like flex shots at the hole. The pin is up on that elevated platform, and that little wall to the pin is probably about 25 feet or so, maybe a little shorter. So anybody that hits that wall that's relatively close to the pin should have a pretty routine putt up and down. Curious to see how Schrock attacks this. Just straight flip. Yeah, and that is the exact challenge of this hole, is that you need to keep the disc riding at 300 feet at head height, the whole way. So not bad. I want to say he's probably C2, right?
Yeah, a little right. They're going to contend with that bush a little bit for the putt. So you need to throw a little anhyzer there. That's good pin position there, putting the basket there. Anything right's going to really be detrimental.
Yeah, David looked like he put himself in a pretty difficult spot to make it up and down from over there. He's probably only 20 feet or so, but that bush should really be up in his business.
Wonder if he has a scooper in the bag.
I think it was kind of a half-hearted run, but that was still a nice little run out of Schrock. Colin, probably about edge of C1 maybe. I think it just inside.
Ooh,
Nice hit. Yes. Nice hit. And with that, he'll take one back from Jason. And, this is hole 13. He's got to start making a move. He's got to start gaining some strokes on him somewhere. So.
Well, it doesn't look like Jason's going to make a mistake, so.
Tap out bogey for David. And pretty routine par for Schrock. Yeah, this is really coming down, like, for these last couple of holes for Jason. It really is about not making that big mistake.
Yep.
And capitalizing on the birdies that are going to come and you're going to have the opportunity for. So hole 14 here, very, very straight shot, about 300 feet. It's down in the little bowl there. OB on the left-hand side. Colin going with the forehand. Going to kind of leave himself like a little sketchy of a putt going down towards the OB. Seen a lot of players just throwing straight putters or straight mids at this. Jason kind of doing the other mistake that we see a lot, which is people trying to bleed the disc out a little too right, too early, and hitting those limbs up there.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, go in.
Oh, good
go
run.
In.
That would have been cool.
Oh, I think that's his Wildberry hex.
Nervous until it
That's a hex he got when MVP first dropped the hex. Is like one of the first runs of them. He's had in the bag since then. The thing is so understable.
Yeah, he looks like he enjoys throwing it too.
And David, that is the that's kind of like the scared safe shot, is just to kind of throw it and let it bleed out right like that. With the OB being so close on the left, it's terrifying to throw even an understable disc like on hyzer.
Yeah.
So
You hit it on the hill and you roll right away.
oh
This
my
guy's
goodness.
putting is
Oh my
awesome.
goodness.
The first one,
That,
third, fourth, third.
that feels
Jeez.
like a dagger. Like that feels like a statement putt that this is his tournament to win.
Wow, that's awesome. That was definitely deep circle too.
Yeah, it was. And this is Colin just to keep it. This is a sketchy putt because if you miss this and it goes long, left or right, great putt.
Yeah.
But if that
he's
goes
good.
long, left or right, I mean that's bleeding into the out of bounds that's
Yeah.
right there, and you're taking a crooked number real quick. So that was amazing. Good on Colin. Ice in the veins. Tyler cleaning up his par.
It's near ace.
Oh yeah, that's not par. That's birdie, is it? Yeah,
That's birdie, yeah.
Great shot. David with the par. Yeah, that was an amazing shot from Schrock. All right, hole 15 here. This is traditional eights tee pad move to the left. Going to traditional eights basket. There is a Mando that you guys stay right of. I've seen a lot of players doing this shot where they're kind of going up top over the tree and then hoping to kind of crash in. That looks...
Stunning.
That looked really good, yeah.
Right between the trees.
I think it might have been a little wider than what he was aiming for, but that should still be really good. Jason.
A little tighter.
Yeah, a little inside.
Playing Plinko there, the trees.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, I think you got just a safe drop there, which should be all right. Yeah, Tyler's going for the much lower. I think he's trying to go for like a skippier line on the inside. I think he just hung that a little too wide. And David going up top.
Kid's got so much power.
Come on, get through.
Yeah, I think I mean, that looked pretty
It
good.
looked really good.
Yeah.
They popped through there.
So yeah, Jason, not with the best drive, but like I said, it's gonna take a mistake, like a legitimate mistake, for him to really lose too many strokes to Colin. So this should be pretty up and down par. Tyler, forehand number 2 of the round.
Perfectly put right there.
Colin with a long putt. And an opportunity. Just short. He knew too. He knew that was his chance. Just wide from David. I think David's putting with agents. I think Colin putts with I think he putts with EMAC judges.
Oh, I want whatever Jason's putting with because clearly the disc works.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like it's like a dynamic putter with the swirly prime plastic.
Right.
And everyone's just kind of cleaning up their pars here. Yeah.
Okay.
Hole 16 is going to be traditional hole 9. This is one of the holes in the course that we think is absolutely amazing. It's really difficult. At 345 feet, it's really approachable for all levels of player as well. So looks like Colin's going with a felon. Probably try to bleed this out on hyzer to the right side and let it skip up right to the pin. There is a hazard that you have to play from just to the left, so that is something to kind of be aware of, and definitely makes players a little nervy. And looks like he found it, skipped right up into it.
Should be an easy par for him.
Yeah.
From there, but
if I'm Jason here, my only thing is to throw it straight. Like I don't, just get it out there and not in the hazard. Yeah, looked like he went a little soft on it. Yeah. Tyler.
Come on,
Ooh.
get on in.
Looked like that flipped up a little too much, but yeah, man, that's gonna be tough right behind that fence. You're definitely gonna have to get creative and do some kind of patent pending or some kind of like straddle outwards and try to make it up and down from there. David probably going with like a trust. He really trusted that one, didn't he?
I trust you'll stop making jokes like that.
All right, that was a pretty good drive though. He is in that weird.
Oh, Scuba!
Oh,
We got one coming out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Schrock's busting out all the tools today. Sit down. That'd be
There
right.
you go.
Yeah, David's in that really like weird position where you can run that putt for sure, but you do have the hazard behind you, and it's just long enough where it's real scary.
Ooh.
Jason,
Adding to his lead.
that was huge, huge putt there, especially with Colin being in the out of bounds or being in the hazard. Yeah, and that's, man, it's such a common thing. We see that so much. Yeah, you got to run it too. At this late in the game, you got to run it trying to vying for position. So
Oh yeah.
tough. Schrock for his par.
There you go.
Yeah, Jason, knowing Colin's in the hazard, definitely saw the opportunity there to go up 3 strokes with 2 holes left, and yeah, good on him for making that putt. That was huge.
So heading into hole 17. 17 plays from traditional 10's tee to 1's basket. It's an elevated basket. You're going to look for you have a Mando there. The route is a high hyzer or a backhand turnover to get to the basket.
Yeah, so a lot of players throwing that forehand spike. Looks like Colin setting up again with his felon to do it. The backhand turnover played really well as well. It was more about distance control with the backhand turnover. So I like this one. I think the pin's in a really nice position that is challenging to putt on if you don't give yourself like a 10-footer. Being a little uphill, if you hit a little low on the cage, you get a pretty brutal roll away at times. So it's like Tyler setting up the backhand turnover. Little inside. And that is part of the challenge of it, is that you do want to cut that corner as tight as you can, but those limbs will be kind of grabby at times. So David going back to what I think is that felon.
Yep.
Like, good grouping of 3 over there.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah. Forehand number 3 out of Schrock.
I think it's a thing now.
Nah, I don't think so.
He's smooth with it too.
Maybe. That wasn't particularly smooth.
Well, the stroke. He's got the putt, right?
That's a tough one. I'll be incredibly impressed if he hits this. Not that he can't hit it, but just that is a tough lie.
Smart move.
Yeah, I think so.
Take your medicine.
Yeah. Tough spot to be.
Watch out.
Little reset as someone's just walking away from the bathroom over there. Yeah.
There you go.
Another good birdie.
All right, Jason.
Jason's really put himself together a stellar round here. It's like David and Colin will be cleaning up their birdies. Yeah, a bunch of great shots. Tyler just cleaning that up, getting out of there.
Yep.
Hole 18 here is the traditional hole 2 with an OB line added to the right side. This is definitely one of the most iconic holes on the course.
Like, subscribe, follow for all your Pacific Northwest disc golf action.
Yeah.
On Fairway Media.
Like, follow, subscribe, do all
He's
this
doing
stuff.
our job for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good times, no.
Thanks to you guys.
All right, looks like they're setting up for this final hole. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of the iconic hole, the signature hole for this course. The basket's in an elevated tree trunk down there. Looks like he is going for... Looks like he was going for a forehand that's kind of cut rolled out. Colin's actually at 21 under par right now, so he's just 2 strokes shy of Jason. So a birdie here could be absolutely massive for him. A huge drive could do so much, and looks like it's going to be a little short. Left himself pretty far away from the pin. He could get really aggressive and go for a throw in. It would be pretty dangerous though. So David going with kind of the traditional like backhand, like straight to hyzer on the right side. And
Keep pushing. There you go.
it looked pretty good, yeah. I think that's still layup range for myself at least. But yeah, that was a good looking shot. Tyler going with the roller here. Get off. Mm. And that is the danger that you have with throwing the roller is if you hit one of those trees, you're pretty far back still. Turnover. So you might have put that a little short and a little too far right. Nice up and down here, and Jason can claim this himself.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not going to make it easy for him.
No, it's definitely from the
Yeah,
side over there. Those putts are.
I mean, if Colin does something really crazy here, this could have a really, really interesting finish. So.
Oh, he went for it too, and it's
Oh
sad.
my goodness! Yeah, the fact that it's sad is like the craziest part of that. You have to. I mean, in Colin's shoes, you know the door's wide open for you guys to push a playoff. Like you got to run that, and the fact that he was so close is so wildly impressive. Looks like David's going to be running this too.
For funsies.
Final,
Come
yeah, final hole. You might as well go all out aggressive on it, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, Jason's
like-
gonna lay up.
The smart play is just to put it underneath and tap out for your win. Yeah. Hitting for bogey. David for his par. Colin for his par. Colin finishing in at 21 under par. Jason with the win. Congratulations to Jason Lawson. Amazing performance today.
Taking that win home to Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, he went out there. I think, looking at his round, the biggest thing had to have been the putting. It was
Definitely.
so impressive all day.
He had multiple C2 plus putts.
They were all just in the heart. None of them were like flirting with the cage. None of them were kind of trickling in. They were all just right there.
Yeah.
Excellent performance. Brian, this was awesome doing with you, man. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Give Fairway Media a like, follow, subscribe. Banksy, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that watched.
Let's go.
Great, man.
Oh my word. No. No way, Jason.